Hello, welcome back to another episode of Billy Ho Sports. We are continuing that coverage at Woodbine's Big Kings Plate weekend. There is a total of $1 million up for grabs and three different pick fives. We're going to tackle the $400,000 guaranteed 5 through 9 races. And don't forget to check out the preview videos out for Saratoga. Obviously, the Kings Plate and EP Taylor at Woodbine. Check those description for the details on all the contests and different things of that nature. But if you're a subscriber and you're supporting the channel and leaving comments, get your name in a draw for a free $20 bet, which we did for Saratoga. So check out the pick four video for that one. That's where we're at there. A really nice looking pick four ticket. I think I got a pair of tickets for you there. And always check back on Saturday for any adjustments post scratch, because I'm really starting to concentrate on doing that, because after having the pick five being blown up during some of these Saratoga meets where they were just pulling every other race off the turf, really made for a lot of scratches and a lot of adjusting on the fly. So you can just comment your single play in these next races. We're going to start with the race number 5, and that is the Catch a Glimpse. Let's look at the contenders. The Catch a Glimpse is $150,000 listed stakes for 2-year-old fillies. So catch a glimpse of the future stars, 6.5 furlongs. We start with number 1, Dinah, and that's Kevin Attard. Some of these are just one race under their belt, for the most part. Flavian Pratt's going to get the ride. This one missed by a nose. Rafi Hernandez had her all the way there on a slower pace coming home, so he was able to get caught up pretty well, but just didn't quite get there. Was bumped at the start and lost the nod. So 5 wide around the turn. Pretty good effort, 79 speed figure. We're looking for a little bit more though, but we may not get it. So we'll see what happens. But Dinah definitely going to be tough to beat with the jockey upgrade, and the inside post probably is a benefit for this race. Good stalking speed, consistent for the first time out. We'll see if she can do it again. Quality road sired. So Piper's Gift is number 2. This one, Rafi Hernandez will ride, and this is for connections of Dale. I can't pronounce the last name, but second grass race, he's 2 out of 4. That's pretty good. The first grass race closed within 2 lengths of Sweet Fusion, who's in this race. Also, Piper's Gift is the second place horse, so heavily bet in the debut. Got up late for the place. Could be a number 1 in prime power, but I'm not 100% sure I'm going to land there. We'll see. And then we have, I'm not going to go over everybody, but there's Corsia Velase. Won her debut going 5.5 on the all-weather. Josie Carroll, the trainer, had to work to get there too, but showed that ability to press on late. Even though the late pace figure is not super stellar, she got it done. Sharp workout coming in says that she's gonna move forward, and she may like the grass. Practical joke filly. Those fillies got speed, so I like what I see out of that one. Kinsey Girl is the 4 horse and started on the all weather, then moved to the turf, and so 4th place, 3.5 lengths behind. Wasn't a bad effort for the first time on turf. Just kind of slow developing. Possible for exotics, but I'm not going to put her on the ticket. Twist of Sugar is an interesting one. Just blasted off out of the gate, and actually I broke a little bit slowly, but then it was like Walcott just smashed the gas pedal and ran by everybody. And you can see ran this big fat plus 16, 106 early speed figure, and just kind of burned her out a little bit. Only 68 coming home, but she was really holding well, 2-length lead down the stretch, and then finally gave it up and lost by 2.25 lengths, but 4th place finish. So maybe just a little sharper ride from Ryan Munger and not burn her up so much out of the gate. She's going to be right there and probably going to be a nice value play. Number 6 is Sweet Fusion. That's Mark Cassie. Debut win, maiden, 6 furlongs on the turf. Getting Patrick Husbands back up. I like Patrick Husbands. He can ride. So 24% winner. Only 14 on the turf, but he's got a good one here with Connect by Curlin. And waved her through. He really did make a nice little split move here and get by everybody and beat him to the gate. Because he had a little traffic to overcome, but it was a nice little pace setup for him. So I don't know that we're going to get that plus 16 type pace, 22-2 for the opening quarter in that one. But Sweet Fusion definitely on my list. And then you have On My Time, the other Cassie entry. This one he picked up after the third place debut at 7.5 furlongs. So we're cutting back here. She was moving well on the turn, but she did have a slight stumble where she didn't almost go down, but it did definitely break her momentum and probably her concentration in her very first race. But she did manage to keep it together for a nice third place finish. So not this time. I like the breeding. Not this time, filly. And highest last race speed rating. This one's definitely a good looking horse. And then we have the number 8, not your problem. Johnny V will ride, taking over. The nice record on this one so far. Did break the maiden in the restricted race at Aqueduct on the turf, going 6, and then tried the Colleen, so got some stakes experience under her belt and ran a respectable third in that one. So what do we have at this one? I'm going to spread 4 deep here and go 1, 6, 7, 8 for leg 1. I always like to spread a little bit in that first leg just to increase your chances of moving on. And then, of course, we'll have to find that single somewhere, and probably not going to be too hard for me. So let's go to race number 6 and see what we got going on here. This is 7 furlongs on the all weather, just an OC claimer for 40K. So we're going to skip over Ambitious Lass. Just the speed figures are just pitiful compared to the rest. Blinkers might wake her up, but not really going. Rail post is an advantage too, and a drop in class. All that says that she could improve from this, but she's not jumping to what are we looking for? So she's not jumping, that many spots, I don't think, in my opinion. So just magnificent. Was one I did look at, had a win at the distance and the surface right here where it was pulled off the turf. And then, I mean, that's perfect for her. But then this one right here was a disaster. She got slammed out of the gate, knocked sideways, and I guess just never engaged in the race. So that one was kind of a disaster. But this one didn't run all that great either, but it was Stakes Company. So I'm really not sure where I land on her with the chances here. But to the turn back going on the inner turf mile, I think that's a pretty good sign there. So moving on to Saratoga Holiday. I'm not gonna go there. I don't think speed figures are pretty poor. Then Bound to Be True, speed figures not great. Did improve in the last out, but got beat 18 lengths. I mean, there's nothing here that says to me blinkers are gonna do any good for this one. So Scat Girl was the next legit one I looked at. The speed figures line up for a possible in the money play. Most of these horses have one win to their credits. And but I did start looking at the amount of starts, and one win in 14 starts I don't look on as favorably as, say, the next horse, which will have one win and 8 starts. Like Tanda Honey with Ain, I suppose that's how you say it. And don't get the name, but anyway, ran a big 85 in this last race for the first off for the new trainer. And just lots of good percentages over here. The drop-in class, the early running style, the best speed is the fastest. And this guy, Zarel Forte, is kind of low-key good and probably a good ROI whenever you got a plus 21% sprinters, and it's got a plus 49 and a plus 133. That's pretty good for ROI on him. So low-key good. And this one I will have a good look at. Racing a bit light on the pace, wasn't able to hang on to the lead down the stretch. So we'll move on to the next one. Him to Her. Decent speed figures, but just the one win, but 8 starts. But you also have a second and 2/3. So on the board in the money, 50%, like this one previously, has 2 seconds and 2/3. So 5 out of 8 in the money. So those are ones I'd look more favorably on. But this one just consistently inconsistent. Hasn't won since last November. Was going 7 on the all weather. So it does line up, but it's a long way away from that form, and I think the speed's a little light. I got Murphed, good looking one, missed by a neck, 79 speed figure, pretty good speed, going 6.5 on the turf. But the previous one was the 6.5 all weather. So the 2 races here, and you got the leading jock, Pietro Moran, and he is definitely a young kid. Doesn't even look like he's old enough to drive, but man, can he ride a horse. So anyway, I think Murph is going to be on my list. And then you got Miramichi. This one just runs really big early figures, just a little bit lesser company. One win in 19 career starts, but 7 seconds. And I have to think, nothing against Vandersmeech, but there's a lot of second places here that probably could have been wins. This one from Anderson, I didn't look up the jockey, but this one really just lacked room. It just really couldn't figure out, tried to get the rail, just didn't have the balls to go to the rail, in my opinion, and that cost the horse the win. I think that should have been a win when I watched this race, and lost this one by a head. And it was really, I can't knock the jockey, but maybe with just a different decision, and maybe just firing, just maybe pacing herself a little bit better, might have been able to hang on, but she was just denied. It's not like it was a lack of effort. But second, she lost the lead here, going a little bit too fast early, maybe. So going 6.5. And that's just my opinion or my observations. So we got Totally in Charge. Next up, not really one I'm going to look at here. The speed figures are lacking. Just getting drummed in every race. Different jockeys trying different things. Austin Adams will get back up here, 6% winner. That's not very good. So I'm out on that one. We're going 6, 8, 9 in this one. So that we are going to take the two right here. I got Murph and Miramachi, and then I am going to go with the 6. So let's move on to race number 7. And I just finished the video on this one, so you should go check out that video. That way you'll get the full breakdown. But basically, it's the single. I'm singling the 4 in the EP Taylor, which is our girl. She feels pretty. Lock button. I just think that she's so far above her C plus effort wins this race, and that was probably a B plus race right here. She just didn't have it down the stretch. She should have rolled right by, but she got kind of tangled up with Excellent Truth, who's very good. But you can see the speed figures. I mean, Caitlin, her greatness is the only one that's in the ballpark, and that's all on the all weather track. Although she did get credit for a 93 where she finished 8th in the Nassau. But other than that, I don't think anybody's beaten She Feels Pretty. So we're going to move on to race number 8. And that is going to be the Bold Venture Stakes. And this is a good field. We got some familiar names here we can talk about. Number 1 is Victory Achieved. And that's Mark Cassidy, Patrick Husbands, all kinds of good things to say about him over here. Moving back to a sprint from the all weather. Was going to try the Sunshine Turf, but it got pulled, and almost took it to the house, riding very, very fast early fractions. So Husbands getting back up, I think, would probably be able to set a much better out front pace and not go so fast. You can see these two where he just drummed them in back-to-back races last November and October, that he had more manageable pace figures. And this is just a second race, so should improve returning to a sprint, and could just wire them up here. So Victory Achieve is in there. Junior Hotspot just missed in the Pink Lloyd. Early speed, but not able to hold it for the stretch drive. Then you have Old Chestnut, and this one Moran is riding for Martin Drexler. Some pretty good speed figures. Didn't fare so well in the turf, but the Jacques Cartier was a massive win in a Grade 3 stakes race. Who beat Simcoe, who's a rival in this race as well, by 2 3/4. So solid effort there. Really good late pace figure of 87 after going 106 in the middle. So Old Chestnut looking real good for the 8-year-old gelding by Spatestown. Now, Ice Chocolat was the surprise winner of the poker. It just stunned everybody going wire to wire in that race. Don't know where Cassie found that one, but he definitely rolled the dice and got boxcars on that one. But the Appleton, not so much on the turf there. So, giving this one a shot on the all weather is not a bad idea. You got to go way back to this Kennedy, but missed by a nose under similar conditions in the Grade 2. So she showed she could get it done. Or, I mean, he did. He showed. But 7 years old now, so that's what led me to believe. That was 2 years ago as a 5-year-old. So I think maybe a little long in the tooth for this one to get there. So I'm going to pass, because I actually like Play Me a Tune better. Didn't really get it done on the turf either in the Highlander. But the Forgo on the all weather at Tampa was a big victory. and ran in the Mr. Prospector, respectable, beaten pretty soundly, but Mufasa, White Barrio, I mean, and then wins the optional claimer before that. Then previous for that, Woodbine Mile was back in September. I think that there's some class here to be had. But I like the move to actually coming in off this layoff. I like the turf first and then trying to the all weather, 20% in that category. So I trust Josie Carroll in that department. I think the August 7th work down here, going 5 and 59 and 4, bullet work says she's probably on the right track. So play me a tune, and then you have to have Simcoe in there too. Just continues to bang out 90 plus speed figures all day, every day since last November, and nothing but firsts and seconds all the way through. Now, not a lot of classy races, but then hits the Jacques Cartier and finishes second to Old Chestnut, and then the wins and beats I'm a Gambler, and drops down for the 80k optional claimer N3X, which is still not that bad of a race, and a really good, strong early pace, and was able to hold them off down the stretch and ran faster coming home, plus 11 in the second call. So definitely a tough one there. But I'm a gambler, and I am, but I don't think I'm going to gamble on this one, even though Flavian Pratt does ride. Just too many things not to like. Only that one or two speed figures in the 90s, dating back to December. Some limited stakes experience, but not a lot of success. But 12 wins and 43 starts, no nay never, sire. So there's some things to like there. Then you have what is it, Twin City. The rest of these I don't think I had a lot of interest in. Twin City was the last one, rounds out the field, but it's 3, 5, 6. I had to narrow it down, so I am going to use Simcoe, and I am going to use Play Me a Tune, but I'm not going to use Ice Chocolate. I'm using Old Chestnut. So let's go to race number Neener, and that is the King's Plate, and that will round out the pick five. So we'll get a little bit more into this one since we did just kind of preview it the other day. But number one, Manzetti, is one I've kind of warmed up to. Now, Petro here is still scheduled on both these horses that Attard's got in here. The Faber is the other one, and this one is Manzetti, 10-1 morning line. If Petro stays on this one, then I'm going to play Manzetti. Now, if he gets another jock and I don't like that jock, then I'll probably pivot. So you want to check back Saturday morning after scratches for any adjustments I might make. So been off 49 days, sharp workout, Attard, inside post all looks pretty decent to me. Ground saving trip for a horse that does like to be up closer to the lead, but can press, and you can see by I like the style. It's really a close presser. I wish we had something else besides early pressing, but I guess it's you're either early or you're pressing or you're a presser. But anyway, William T next, long shot 20-1. I'm not going to get there. Still a maiden. Well, broke the maiden last out, I should say. Pretty good effort, 1 by 6, but just not, the class is just not there. And now we have Notorious Gangster. Shout out BIG. Josie Carroll, I like this one. I thought the plate trial, he got too far back, but still closed like a demon and got up within the length of a quarter of Sedberry's Ghost. And then obviously the Queenston was the win at 7. I think this is setting up really good for this horse to win this race. Second in prime power. I'm sure 9-2 is not going to go unnoticed. Probably going to be more like 5-2 once it gets down to it. We'll see what the filly goes off at if she stays the favorite. But Notorious Gangster, must use for me. And then we have Scorching. That was the one that is was interesting to me because finished second to Manzetti in the Marine. Does have some second to Ashley's Archer by a nose in the Cup and Saucer. There was actually placed first through the DQ. So I can't remember. I did watch that race, and I don't remember what the foul was. But the plate trial was a solid third, but didn't hold on, going a mile and an eighth. Now we're going a mile and a quarter. That's what leads me to believe. Then a jockey change. I do like Les Cano sometimes, a low key guy, and just pretty much average journeyman. But third off the layoff, 6%. 3 out of 6 in non-graded stakes for the trainer, but I'm not going to go there. Mythical Man 50-1, not going to get there with Danny Gargan. That would be a upset the apple cart, and I'd be happy for Danny Gargan because I do like the guy. But first Lasix may make a difference. The turf was a disaster, but it hasn't been. This one right here actually was on the dirt at Saratoga on the fast track, but got killed by 19. I don't see anything that I like here. And here's Faber 30-1. If I was a betting man, I would say Attard's going to keep him on the one horse and not the 30-1 long shot, because I don't know what sense that would make. I think he's got a real legit chance with Manzetti. Now, add blinkers might turn this one up a little bit, but I'm not going to get there. And people seem to be gaga. I read a few places where they're like, think this horse is going to win after it came out and blasted off, and got the perfect setup for a last to first run where you had a screaming 23-2 opening quarter at a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta, and then went 47-3 and still +8 coming home. So it was pretty much drawing away from tired horses, in my opinion. So I don't think he's going to do it again. Now DeWolf, this one is Pratt, another Attard. I'd say Pratt definitely boosts chances, but none of the races really look all that great to me. I'm not going to get there with that one. So Watsonville Red, definitely not getting there with that one. Here's the filly, No Time, and just really solid Mark Cassidy trained filly. 2 wins and 5 career starts on at Woodbine on the all weather. Just recently won the Woodbine Oaks going away by 3 3/4. Got plenty of not this time sire influence. Really strong early speed figures, +23 and +17 coming home. And this one was right on the lead at the second call. So it's not like she took advantage of the pace and came rallying from deep in the stretch. She was already a length off the lead at second call. So then the Celine didn't get there. That was a real slow pace that she couldn't close into. A little bit better competition, but solid horse all the way around. Johnny V, second time up. I really like Johnny V. He's low-key good at Woodbine. He knows what he's doing. Cassie trusts him implicitly. So No Time is definitely a pick to win. This one I had struggled with the most, I do believe, Tom's Magic, because I really love the Justify Sires, and I really love the tail of the cat, the sweeping move and the close to get the W, and now moving to the Tapeta. That could just really kickstart this one, because Justify was better as a dirt runner, so a move over a little closer to that, and you might have this. Definitely plenty of stamina to get the mile and a quarter. So this one is kind of a sleeper, 5-1 Tom's Magic, but may not make the ticket. But you check back Saturday morning. If we get 1 or 2 scratches, and I can revamp that pick 5 to a more affordable ticket, I will play Tom's Magic in it. But right now he's not on the ticket just yet. Sedberry's Ghost was a close call too. Definitely one of the first 2 out. Sharp workout. Did win that plate trial, but I think Notorious Gangster was coming for him. The 3-year-old gelding, a little bit young, but has some good races. Started off very well, and now leading in. Also, just fun fact: his daddy, Shaman Ghost, was the 2015 winner of the King's Plate. Let's round it out with Ashley's Archer, Mark Cassey. This one would be very, very good if the didn't have such a far outside post, which is not that great. 12-1 morning line. Anyway, began his career with a pair of wins on the Woodbine turf, the first place DQ in the Cup and Saucer. He was the one disqualified, but showed real strong form there. But like I said, I am concerned with the outside post, so that's enough for me to leave it off the ticket. But would not be enough for me to use an exotics. So anyway, that's going to cover us on the late pick 5. So I have a 50-cent ticket. It's going to cost $54. We're going 1, 6, 7, 8, 4 deep in leg 1, 6, 8, 9, leg 2. Then we single She Feels Pretty, the 4 in leg 3. And then we're going 3, 5, 6 in leg 4. Then 1, 3, 10 for the King's Plate rounds it out. So that is your $54 ticket. What I think I might be able to do if I want to add in that 4th horse, which would make the ticket significantly more expensive, but I might be able to narrow one of these other races down to 2, like especially leg 1. I could probably get it down to 3 or 2 or 3 anyway. So, and especially if one scratches, if one of my horses here scratches in those three different legs that I'm not singling, she feels pretty, then that obviously will lead me to add Tom's Magic in as the missing horse in the King's Plate. So that's the pick five, 400k guaranteed. Make sure you check back Saturday morning when those scratches come out. I will have that pinned comment with adjustments. And go watch the pick four video of Saratoga where we awarded the split the pot winner. See if you got that $20 bet coming so you can hit me up. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel and you're leaving comments so you can get your name in future draws. So best of luck next week. We will see you for Travers, which is going to be huge. And I'll have some announcements coming for that week. Special split the pot. Set those notification bells. See you soon.